is Ryan, aka the Chakra Shaman. So unfortunately this is the only kind of camera setup I have at the moment. It's kind of rigged, and it's possible that the camera might fall at some point, so here's to hoping it doesn't. But if you follow my Instagram, the Chakra Shaman, or if you're on my Facebook page, you know that I posted a pick a card thing for the month of March, and so I just wanted to take some time and go ahead and interpret those for everyone. So I will try to do my best so that you can see the cards, but like I said, this is kind of my only camera situation at the moment. So for this tarot reading, the subject was the month of March for 2020. However, I feel like tarot readings can be timeless, so if you watch this again next year or in 5 years, I still feel like they can be timeless, and they can apply no matter what year it is. So that being said, if you want, you can go ahead and pick a card now if you didn't do so beforehand. We have pile number 1 with a rose quartz. We have pile number 2 with a blue lace agate, and pile number 3 with an amazonite heart. Take a moment if you haven't chosen already. Close your eyes, take anywhere from 1 to 3 deep breaths, pause the video if you need to, and focus on what the month of March is going to feel like for you. What is it going to bring? What messages do you need to receive in order to help you get through this month, or help you plan for this month? So go ahead and do that. Pause the video if you need to, and if not, we're gonna jump right in with pile number 1. Okay, so pile number 1, if you chose this, was the rose quartz. Okay, so first card here. Okay, so first card we have the 5 of Swords. Hopefully you can see that okay. Right side up. So for the month of March, we are starting off in this position. So if you look at this card, you'll see that 2 people are walking away. They kind of look disappointed or upset about something. They've dropped their swords. Meanwhile, this other person is kind of looking back at them, and looks like he's going through and picking up the swords that might have been thrown down or have fallen. When I see this card, especially in the first position of a reading, my go-to is to think that you're in a position where you sort of feel alone right now. You feel like your support system that you normally have isn't really there for you, actively anyway. They're kind of going off and dealing with their own issues that they might be facing right now. But you're looking back at them and you're like, come on guys, we've still got work to do. Like, what are you doing? Why are you giving up? So this also tells me that you're in a position, whether it be right now or maybe a theme for your whole life even, where you've not felt like you can put your swords down, you can put your guard down. You've always been the one that has to help everyone else. You've always been the one that has had to sort of carry everything for those you love. You've always been in a position of not being able to really, not having the luxury of being able to walk away from your problems. You know what I mean? So this, I feel like, is how you're going into March, feeling like you can't give up. You don't have the option to give up, but those around you are kind of throwing in the towel. So that's where I see you starting this month off, at least maybe a mindset wise. So next up we have take a break. Get off the treadmill. So here's what that card looks like for anyone who wants to see. And here, so we just discussed not being able to take a break, right? So now this is saying, yeah, this is validation that you do need a break, that you do need to take time off from whatever it is you're dealing with to actually face and deal with whatever it is that you need healing from. So in this card, we see someone in the water, right? It looks like they're taking a break. They walked away from whatever was in here and went to the water. They're taking this time to rejuvenate. They're taking this time to even play and be at rest. Also with the moon in the card, the moon is significant with dealing with emotions and emotional blockages, also with new phases of life. So I feel like this is telling you to really take a break and really rejuvenate. Work on your emotions while you're taking this break. Because if you just take a break and you don't actually work on whatever it is you're dealing with, it's going to become a recurring pattern in your life. Yeah. So you need to make sure that you're working on yourself during this break. You're not just taking a time out for nothing. Okay, up next, the High Priestess. So this is what the card looks like. Notice that in this card specifically, she has the moon down at her feet now. To me, this symbolizes, and she's in a throne, this symbolizes coming out of that break that you had and really owning the position you're in. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing past all the incense smoke. But before, we had to take a break and really examine our emotions and our current position in life, do a lot of inward work, right? And the moon is in the sky. Here, the moon, which for this case I think is representing our emotions or emotional blockages we might be facing, and it's at our feet now. I think this really means that you come out of this break and own it. You own your emotions now. You own your problems. You know, they're not controlling you anymore. You know what I mean? You have control of your situation now. Also, yeah, I want to say the throne is really empowering. You come out of this break feeling empowered and feeling renewed. It's almost like a rebirthing effect, right? So also, I also want to mention how her robe or dress or whatever that is almost looks like a waterfall, right? And here we were just talking about rejuvenating using water. So I would say, if you don't already, I think doing cleansing baths and doing self-care through baths is really going to help you meditatively and emotionally, and it's really going to help get rid of those toxins that you're dealing with in your life. Water is a really purifying tool, whether you're spiritual or not, you know. There's power behind taking a shower and then coming out feeling like a new person, you know what I mean? So I really think that that using water to your advantage is going to help you get in this position and feeling like you have control of your situation. You're coming back, you're a boss now, and you're going to own your life and you're going to take control back, you know? Your circumstances are not controlling you anymore. All right, a time for healing. Tarot speaks, man. The Oracle speaks. We were just talking about needing this to be a time for you. Also, we're going to look at the moon phase, right? It's also in a crescent. But again, the moon, that's 3 moons right in a row. And it's kind of subtle. I don't know if you can see it in the card, but there is slight water here. And I feel like water is really just a huge theme in this reading, along with the moon. So your emotions are like going wild right now. I feel like around every corner, you're emotional. And normally I don't feel like maybe you're a very emotional person. I think you're in tune with your emotions, but I don't think they usually override you. You know what I mean? But I feel lately, at least in the month of March, or maybe even this past month of February, you felt like your emotions are really taking you on a roller coaster. And now is the time to reel those in, gain control again, But that's really going to come from a time of healing and a time of reflective work. Figuring out why what's happening to you is happening to you. Because there's a reason, you know. But this is definitely going to be a time for healing. This is going to be a time where you're going to have to take time for yourself. If you're normally not the type of person to put you first, you know, if you're normally not that kind of a person that does a lot of self-work, you're going to have to make time for yourself, and you're going to have to learn how to be comfortable with doing that, because that's really going to be important for the month of March. I think it's going to be uncomfortable, but it's going to be better for you in the long run. It's going to make things easier moving forward from here. All right, so up next is Mirror. Who or what is triggering you? So since this is a general reading, I forgot to put this disclaimer at the beginning of the video, but since this is a generalized reading, I want you guys to take what meshes with you and leave whatever else doesn't at the door. Because this is a general reading, it's meant for multiple people, so it's possible that the way that I interpret the cards doesn't necessarily match your situation, and if that's the case, just take whatever doesn't hit right with you and just leave it at the door. But take whatever message does feel like it's for you, because, you know, that's just how general readings work. With that being said, who or what is triggering you? So here, okay, so this is a mirror, right? I feel like for some of you, I feel like actually for all of you, there's a generalized theme here. Whatever it is that normally comforts you is also hindering you. That being said, I feel like for some of you, it's a person. I feel like maybe you are addicted to a certain person that is maybe hindering your self-growth, or maybe you're letting someone hold you back because you are afraid to, you know, go a certain path in life because you don't want to lose someone, or you don't want there to be, you're used to the way things are and you don't like change and you're resisting change. And I feel like maybe there's a person in your life that is contributing to that resistance in some way. So I would take this reflection of yourself here in the mirror, I would take that as a sign to do some reflection in yourself and figure out why that person has such a hold on you, and why, and what you think maybe that person reflects in you. You know what I mean? Maybe there's a part of that person that reminds you of yourself on some deep level that you're not willing to let go of yet, and that's holding you back. Oh, there goes the camera. Told you guys this might happen. Had to change my camera angle. But we left off with the mirror, right? So I was talking about how there might be someone that you might be addicted to right now in a negative way, or maybe there's a person who's maybe not as good for you as we thought, but there might be something in that person that is a little bit of you that you're not ready to let go of yet and to let transform you. If that doesn't relate to you, I think there might be something, a habit you might have that isn't the best for you. Maybe something you do when you're stressed out that's also holding you back from being able to fully prosper. An example might be if you're stressed out and you go smoke. That was the case for someone else that I read. I think water, this is reflective. Water, again, is going to be a huge factor in helping you move past whatever it is that's holding you back or triggering you or hindering you from moving forward with your life. And it's really important that we dig deep. I think this is being a mirror, being reflective, this is going to be really important that we really take a deep look within ourselves to figure out how to move on. So same thing with take a break. Use the break and this time to really be reflective. Be a mirror, you know? Look within to figure out how to move forward. Our last card is the ever unfolding rose, cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. So this is a really good perspective shift. I feel like things have been really, really hard the last couple months. And it's been really hard for you to not feel like the world is out to get you. You know what I mean? I think, you know, this person here is sort of unfolding in front of this rose that's opening up, and it's really them with this perspective change. Their mind is opening up to all the world has to offer them, because they're able to realize everything that's happening is happening for you. It's not happening to you. It might feel that way, but it's important to recognize that everything we go through in life happens for a reason. And I know that that sounds cliche, but it happens so that we can grow stronger. We can learn how to deal with things. We can learn how to address things, and how to quit bad habits, how to quit bad thought patterns, and how to really move on and take control of our lives. Just like the High Priestess here, she's learning how to take control of her emotions and her situations in life and literally own it, you know, be her own boss. This is giving off like huge sort of like lady boss vibes, you know what I mean? So this is really a transformative time. If you can take the time to be reflective, if you can take the time to yourself, it's going to pay off, and you're going to come out of it feeling like a brand new person, feeling like a boss, a BAMF. And I think this is your theme for March, is you're gonna really dig deep, work on yourself, and you're gonna come out of it like a whole brand new person, baby. You know what I mean? So if this resonated with you at all, I'd really appreciate a like, a comment. Let me know that it helped you. And if some of it didn't resonate with you, perhaps it will later, or let me know, and I can try to figure out how to better read you. So I hope this helped. That was it for pile 1.